Hello and welcome to Blacklight Retribution. I thought I would make a short video about this game because it's now on Steam and there are people asking all sorts of questions in global chat and so forth, which I've been answering occasionally and such. I'm not a pro of this game by any means, but I have played it some and I kinda enjoy it. So first let me talk about some server side things. Like they have separated US and Australian servers, which are right now together, and Europe. So the biggest issue with this, with the way they did it, is that you have, because this game has a leveling system, you have different character on both US, AU and European servers. That means if you want to suddenly play with your friends across the big pond, like let's say I play normally in EU and I want to play with my friend from US, I need to level up an entirely different character. And that's very interesting system to do it. I don't know why they did it. Also, the biggest thing I don't know why they did it is settings. When you use the drop-down menu when logging in to like change your server from EU to US or vice versa, it actually does not save your settings either. So you have to do your video settings, controls, audio settings, everything anew on both servers. I don't get why, but that's how it is at the moment, so I thought I would put that out there. So let's talk about starting up, because when you start up on this game you don't have any customization options at all, like basically none. You need to play the tutorial. I suggest doing that because you get the tutorial pack, it's called Initiate pack, which you can open up, and that gives you a little customization options. But for actual playing the game, you go play game and it tosses you into server list. I personally use this server list to pick up a server to play on, simply because quick join, while it should throw you into a match which is open, it only works like half the time for me, for whatever reason. Sometimes it throws me back into this screen, sometimes it finds me a game. You can sort these out, you can filter stuff around, so forth, the usual stuff, do your thing and play the modes you like. But if you are like me and you don't play FPS games a lot, I personally suggest playing a mode where your kill/death score matters none. Domination, King of the Hill, Capture the Flag, those three are very good. Net War as well, but that's another mode where you have to like use your brains really. I personally prefer Domination because Domination also forces me to run around the map and learn the maps, because it has always three objectives which have to be captured. So I suggest heartily one of those to learn maps and to learn how to play. Okay, let's talk about leveling up before I go into the actual customization. Whenever you level up, you get mail. Including when you do the tutorial, you get... Actually, I think the tutorial pack came straight to inventory, so I'm not sure about that. Yeah, it came straight to inventory because I only have 2 mails. So you get 2 mails whenever you level up. And you open them up and you get inventory stuff. This here is level 2 reward pack. You get that and you get a one which gives you a weapon tag, which is a customization option. These items I have opened right here came from the Initiate pack, which you do get for playing the tutorial. This comes from a level up pack. And only thing here, as you can see, is permanent, is this. Weapon tags, they are chance packs. They give you chance on a random weapon tag, and they can give multiples of the same weapon tag, which is silly because you have no use for multiples of the same. They do the same thing. Anyways, the main point here I'm trying to make is that these are temporary, as you can see. They last a certain amount of time. That does same thing for every reward pack. So once you start leveling up a lot, like let's say I play the whole day, I'm gonna get quite a few levels because up to level 10 the leveling goes fast. I'm gonna get a bunch of the level reward packs. If I open them all out at once, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff which lasts for 3 days and up to 7 days in case of these emotes, for example. But I don't think I have enough time to test all that out, because it comes with a lot of customization options and so forth. So suddenly I have a lot of options, and if I suddenly don't have a lot of time to play next 3 days, I'm gonna lose those out on those, because I don't have the time to test them all out. So if you don't have a lot of time to play, pace out opening the packs so you can test things out before you buy stuff permanently. So let's go to the customization, and I'll firstly talk about the currency here. Zen is stuff you buy with real money. It's kinda expensive, depends on your wallet size obviously and so forth, whether you feel it's expensive and so forth. Me personally, I feel it is expensive because it's not in the vein of like what a real microtransaction actually means. GP you get by playing the game. You can get around 100 to 150 GB by a lost, badly done match, and over 300 for a very good one match. Usual prices to rent something for a day is 200 GB, so if you even 2 badly done matches gives you a chance to rent something for a day. Okay, firstly nodes. I'm gonna just skim over this part because I have not done a lot of with nodes. Right now the only way to get nodes is by spending Zen or 200 GP on a chance pack in the market, which gives you a random node. The nodes are like runes in League of Legends, they have very minor bonuses, so I haven't spent a lot of GP to like really test out like what sort of stuff you can do with them and so forth, because the bonuses are minor and I would rather spend my GP on things I know I will use and to test some stuff out. But once you have everything you really want with GP or Zen, then of course play around with nodes and so forth, and you can even fusion the nodes together for a random other node. Heroes, these are complete customizations. Like they have a weapon and depot items and tactical stuff and whatever, including armors, everything. You can only buy these through the marketplace with Zen. And there is no way to change anything about them. Keep that in mind. Equipment wise, this is where the customization begins. There are camouflages. You will get some camouflages with level up packs to test out, and there are a couple you can use GP for. For example, concrete grey here, I could buy it for a GP for a couple days, 1 or 7 days. But if I want it permanently, I need to use Zen. It doesn't cost a lot of Zen, but it's the only way you can get a certain kind of like camouflage with if you want a certain camouflage. To get it permanently you need to use Zen, otherwise you need to re-rent it. Armors affect your actual statistics and affect the amount of gear slots you have. There are a bunch of them, and note that they usually come with level up packs as well. For example, level 14 level up pack is going to give you access to this leg armor here. Note this slot text here. It changes how many slots you have for other gear. I'll talk about those once I'm done with armors. Armor statistic wise, right now the very basic armors give you 200 health. 200 health allows you to survive pretty far and so forth. They have pretty balanced statistics. The problem is that right now there are bolt action rifles which can do 200 damage per hit. Doesn't matter where it hits you, so I suggest having more than 200 health once you start getting stuff. Because especially when you are starting up and if you are not very well versed in FPS genre to begin with, well, you're gonna die quite a lot. So having more health and just like lowering your run speed and your stamina is how long you can sprint. Lowering those two just to be able to like freaking survive longer time is not such a big issue. Because when you are dead you can't kill anyone. To be precise. unless you lay down a mine, but that's about it. Helmet is the only thing which changes your armor, because as this tooltip here says, headshots deal 200% damage, and this percentage here lowers the headshot damage. It does not lower this armor here, it does not lower damage to any other body part except the head. Keep that in mind when you decide on your helmet. Okay, let's talk about gear. These gear slots, well depending on what armors you wear, how many gear slots you have, they are what you fill up with mines, melee weapons, grenades, that sort of stuff. You always have just one of the stuff. Like for example, if I purchase and equip a toxic grenade, I'm going to be carrying only one toxic grenade with me when I equip it. And you cannot equip the same item into multiple slots. Keep a note of that. This thing here, tactical item slot, which goes on your back, it's the only straight up direct power upgrade, because you start with none. Level 5 1 pack, level pack, will give you access to revival injector, which will allow you to revive your teammates on the field, and the level up packs will give you access to these things. I heartily suggest taking a look at this section to try things out, because for example these two are very close together. Once you hit level 11 you get heal injector, which is most used as far as I have seen, because it allows you to heal yourself or heal a friend or even damage an enemy. And it comes one level after the ammunition pod. So if you want to test out an ammunition pod and you hit level 11 and open the level 11 pack, you have both of these suddenly at the same time, and you might not have time to test both out to full extent. Of course, if you don't care about being able to refill your ammunition or ammunition of other people as well, then just go with open the level 11 pack and go with the heal injector. Speaking of the heal injector and speaking of health in general, I thought I would mention it here. You don't regen to full health in this game. You regen to half your health. And with that, let's hop into depot items, because here is health refill. Depot items do what kill streaks do in most other shooters. You collect up CP, combat points, by doing actions in this game, killing enemies, hacking nodes, so forth, whatever. And then you spend CP at depots scattered around the map. And let's say I have 200 health, someone deals 120 damage to me, and I'm down to 80 health. I will slowly regen back to 100 health. I will always regen to half of my health. And using this health refill or the heal injector is the only way to have more than half of your health regened. So keep that in mind. Ammunition refill, this also refills your grenades. So if you have like 4 slots and one of them is a mine, you lay mine down and throw 3 grenades, you can walk to a depot and refill it all up. Note that you can only have 2 of the same mines at once on the ground. Like if you have proximity mine, you can only lay 2 proximity mines. Tooltips of that stuff explains it. And these depot items are pretty good. Like you don't start with complete crap, put it this way. For example, hard suit is, some people really like the hard suit. I personally don't find it as enjoyable, but that's a personal thing. So let's get over to the weapons, because this is the thing people ask most questions about. Firstly, let's talk about pre-mades. You start up with base assault rifle with almost no customization options open to you. So I suggest playing a few games with this straight up basic assault rifle to get the feel. Like, you will have to basically do that anyways, unless you play the tutorial and decide to use like a combat rifle in your, like a straight up combat rifle receiver here for your first matches. I don't suggest that. Get used to the first couple of matches, get used to the assault rifle. But what you want to do to really test out guns, because there are pre-made guns, that gives you a chance to rent stuff for, you can rent it with 200 GP for 1 day, or you can even purchase it permanently with a Zen. Why you would want to do that, I don't know, but if you want to, that's your choice. So you can test out all sorts of the receivers, burst fire rifles, combat rifles, light machine guns and so forth, even bolt action sniper rifles. These are, you cannot change any of this stuff. These are statistics of the gun and you cannot change it because it's a pre-made weapon. Also, the pre-made guns is basically the only way to test out the tactical SMG. Because tactical SMG, there is apparently a database bug at the moment because tactical SMG does not show up here. It should be here. Tactical SMG can only be gained via chance packs you can buy with Zen from the marketplace. And note that it is a chance pack. It does not guarantee you get it, which is rather silly because as far as I have heard, the chance to actually get the tactical SMG receiver seems pretty small. Another issue is that heavy assault rifle, to buy it permanently you have to use Zen. You can otherwise only rent it with GP, which is the in-game currency. The other big issue with receivers is that from the Initiate pack you get both combat rifle and submachine gun for 3 days, right? So you can test those out from early on. But you will never get access to bolt action rifle, burst fire rifle, light machine gun or heavy assault rifle from the level up packs. So those you have to rent or buy. You can actually buy these permanently with GP, but it costs quite a lot of GP to do so. So I suggest testing these receivers out, especially through pre-made. Like if I want to try out a light machine gun, I will find a light machine gun from here, which I might try. And then I decide if light machine gun is something I want to build in the long term, and then I open the light machine gun for myself. That is, well, which weapon you do is up to you and how you customize it. Well, find out your playstyle and customize the weapon for that. Like if you want like long range combat, then you obviously don't want to use a submachine gun, as an example. The other thing is that there is a secondary weapon. There are pre-mades of these as well. Everything from revolver, heavy pistol to revolver to machine pistol, but there is no pre-made shotgun. Note that. There is shotgun receiver you get access to, well, either Zen early on or even from the level 20 level up pack for 3 days to test out the shotgun. Okay, so customization wise you have a bloody lot of options. Everything from muzzles to barrels to scopes to different sorts of magazines. Like quick magazine changes how long your reload time takes, extended magazine changes the amount of ammunition you have and lowers your run speed slightly, so forth. And there are elemental magazines, which, for example, incendiary deals more damage, more overload damage, but it deals very little of it up front and deals 40% of it over time. So keep those in mind. You might want to test those out as well, it is up to you. Scope is another thing. It changes very little, but scope is a real personal thing. Like, for example, which sort of a scope you want to use is obviously going to change between people, and these are what I heartily suggest using the level up packs for. Like level up packs comes with usually with scopes. Like right now from the Initiate pack I even got level 19 like actual sniper scope to like test out for 3 days. So take a look at those and test them all out to find out which one really works for you. Weapon tags, these you get from the level up packs and they are permanent. But as I said, you can get same thing multiple times. There is a portal gun which you can buy for GP and it's permanent, but it's the only one you can buy permanently. Everything else from these things is bought by Zen or gotten from the level up packs. And note that they give very minor increases, like range or run speed increases or recoil, like how much recoil you have on the gun. These are very minor, but they can help you achieve certain statistics for your guns. Camouflages, same thing. You can same thing as for armor. You can get some with straight up Zen. You can unlock a few with GP for a time, but you cannot permanently buy with GP any of the camouflages. As for the beginners, there are a couple of pre-made guns which I really suggest taking a look at. The Burning Man is pretty good. Where actually is the Burning Man? Yeah, Burning Man, Combat Assault, Combat Rifle, not Combat Assault Rifle, Combat Rifle. This is pretty good to test out. Another is Bully, Burst Fire Rifle, and then there is the Thumper, which is a Heavy Assault Rifle, which is also pretty damn powerful for a pretty damn well made and powerful Heavy Assault Rifle combination. The main issue I have with opening receivers permanently with GP is that secondary weapons cost the same amount of GP to open permanently as main receivers do, and you will probably use your secondary weapon way less than you use your permanent main receiver. Well, unless you decide like I'm gonna just use a shotgun today. But that might be a different thing, like for your own amusement thing. But I think I'm closing this thing out here. There are a lot of customizations, keep that in mind. You can build weapons to maximum damage with very high spread and high recoil, or you can try to lower the spread so that you that hit better and keep your recoil low. You can even try to build a gun with to increase your run speed. That sort of stuff. Find out your playstyle, test out stuff, and build your gun to do what your playstyle is all about. Also, keep in mind the fact that I already said rent stuff before you buy it permanently. I heartily suggest trying things out because it costs 200 GP to test something out. It costs 5,500 GP to buy it permanently. That's a big difference. So, thank you very much for watching and enjoy your customizations.